It's Richard Bromwell here from Charterhouse Auctioneers. We're going to have a bit of a walk and a talk through our huge, great big 3-day auction. 1st of November, 2nd of November and the 3rd of November. We've got about 1,500 lots. Now, as usual, we like to start off with furniture. So come on, Ash, let's have a wander around here. Not the sort of stuff I normally talk about. This is John Lewis Hemingway. The owner lives down in Panbury in Dorchester. He's moving and he spent about £8,000 to £10,000 on it. It's all coming without reserve. So if you like your John Lewis Hemingway rather than your George and Chester drawers, this auction is certainly for you. It's all being sold without reserve. Now, on the second day of the auction, which is the 2nd of November, we have hundreds of lots of silver jewellery and watches, and we're going to have a little bit of a look at some of these lots coming up here. Now, what a pretty looking box. We always like to open a box up. A very, very sweet little stick pin in there. Now, this is actually part of a collection of stick pins that's been amassed over 40 years. There's 165 lots of stick pins, all being sold without reserve. Now, in amongst the jewellery, we have some pretty big thumpers. Look at that, absolutely stunning, whopping great big diamond ring. What is not to like? Absolutely pops. Estimate on that sort of £6,000 to £8,000. If you've also got another £6,000 to £8,000, we've got a wonderful Art Deco diamond bracelet. Here we go. I think this one's set in platinum. Perfect for that Christmas staff party, and that's obviously for the ladies, not for the boys. Also in the jewellery line as well, as I said, we do like a box. We do like to open a box, and this has come out of a local deceased estate. Here we are. Can you see these are all scarab beetles? That one's obviously been eaten or trodden on, and a lovely late Victorian, sort of almost like a suite of jewellery in there, around about £1,000 to £1,500. And still telling the time, we have some watches. Now, we've got wrist, pocket, fob, you name it, we've got it. This is a very, very pretty looking watch. Here we go. Look on the back. Look at that enamel. Wonderful decoration. Value on that around about £1,500 to £2,000. Come from a client up in London. We do like to travel far and wide. And also on watches, and as we are moving towards Christmas, Santa's sack and bits and pieces is going to be full of these. Lovely gents Rolex. It's stainless steel and gold. As usual, it's got its box, it's got its tag, it's got its papers, it's got its guarantee. Value on that stainless steel and gold Rolex, £5,000 to £6,000. Also in the sale, I say we have plenty of perfect presents for Christmas. A wonderful set of silver menu holders in the form of 5-bar gates, marked by Elkington. They're sterling silver, late Victorian. Wonderful set, sort of £500, £600, £700 for those. Silver comes in all shapes and sizes. This is the earliest piece of silver that we have in the auction, and this one's actually got a little mark on the bottom here, series of hallmarks, and dated 1704, but actually it dates to a little bit before that. Lovely little sort of William III tumbler cup, £1,000 to £2,000. More modern, we have a lovely piece of Liberty silver. We are Liberty with enamel, we've got turquoise and other semi-precious stones. Liberty & Co are always very, very popular again, another £1,000 to £2,000. But also we have ceramics. We have, these are just a couple of my little favourite lots of ceramics, all from the same owner. We've got this little phrenology head. This is a Victorian one. This is not a reproduction. Here we go. And a little ink stand, all for your spills there. And you've got all the brain divided, and wonder and hope and imitation, venerification and bits and pieces. Lots of words I can hardly pronounce. Also from the same collection, we've got this wonderful salt glaze Mr. Punch. He's a little bit of a scary man, isn't he? Nicely inscribed on the back. Gardener's Inkworks, Lower White, Cross Street, London. And again, that's come from a client down towards Dorchester. And the final bit from that little collection, again, this wonderful, it's probably Yorkshire, this lovely little cow creamer. And yes, please do put this one on my Christmas list. I'm a bit of a sucker for cow creamers. Value on that sort of £100 to £200. But on November the 1st, we have lots of ceramics, but this time it's all part of our Asian art. We're going to do the ceramics in a minute. First of all, we've got altar tables, we've got low tables, we've got opium tables. We've got Chinese and Japanese. We've got a lovely pair of Japanese patinated bronze ducks. Here we go. And aren't they just full of absolutely perfect patina, ready to live outside? Value on those sort of £300 to £400. Down through here, we've got horseshoe chairs. We've got Buddhas. We've got jade. We've got warriors. We've got bronzes. This is perhaps one of the best pieces of Japanese works of art I have had the pleasure to see, and I've only been doing this for 38 years now. This is a Japanese Kodanzu, a little box. Here we go. Open it up. Absolutely divine. We do have the handle for the top, but it's currently just removed. This has come out of a house in Sherborne, so it's not moved too far. Look at the stunning quality of inlay. Estimate on that between sort of £1,500 and £2,500, and I think that's going to sell quite well. In amongst the Chinese and Japanese ceramics is this wonderful Chinese vase, and this is a bit of a lesson in what not to do to your Chinese vases. Do not, please, I repeat, do not drill a hole through the bottom so that you can make it a very nice pretty table lamp. Lovely Chinese vase. Here we are. This has come from a property we cleared over in Taunton. An estimate on that is around about the sort of £400 to £600. Without the hole in its bottom, I would have certainly said a lot more money. But we've got large vases, we've got carved wood figures, we've got silk skirts, we've got ginger jars, we've got writing boxes, we've got wine ewers, we've got guanyin, we've got ceramics and textiles, but also through in the back sale room, we've got a collection of textiles. Now this is all going to be sold on Friday the 3rd of November. I'm just going to have a little look at a couple of these textiles a week. This is pretty normal for a sampler until we turn it over to the back. There we are. And we've got here, this was in the Scottish exhibition in Glasgow in 1911. This is part of the Palace of History. And this is the sampler sewn by Isabella Burns, brackets afterwards, Mrs. Begg, youngest sister of Robbie Burns, there we go. My interpretation is never very good. That's one of two samplers which we found in a cottage in Dorset. On through here. Now this is fascinating. Susanna Gothard, aged 7 years, 1821. Death. There we are. So start them off nice and young. Down through here, we've got lots of lace and other textiles, lots of samplers. This is very pretty. I do like this one. I do like the cockerels on it here, little cottage there. And that's just a nice, little early George III one there. On through here, more textiles. Welsh blankets, very, very popular at the moment, especially with the winters coming, keep you nice and warm. We've got crochet work. We've got needlework. We've got paisley shawls. We've got Chinese silk embroidered panels and bits and pieces. And down here, yeah, and you've guessed it, another one of my favourites. Here we go. Another beautiful blue Welsh blanket. And finally, what else would you do with your sampler? But you're going to chuck it into a fire screen. Unusually large sample. Here we are. It's an early Victorian one. Elizabeth Clark, aged 14 years, 1848. So there's a bit of a whistle-stop tour through our huge 3-day auction, approaching 1,500 lots of silver, jewellery, watches, textiles, Asian art, you name it, we've got it, and hopefully we'll see you at the sale.